Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. I hope you are all doing well today. Thank you for being here. Today, I'm going to explain to you about the book, the Akhir mathematics book. My name is Muawwanatul Haeriah. In this presentation, I will explain to you about the book and some examples. So let's begin. This book was written by Marlene Burns and published Manasakya for Foundation Book at 2002. Well, in this book, you find leaders to love mathematics in a fun and easy to understand way. The simple tricks and a light approach. Readers are invited to realize that mathematics is not something sacred. The essence of mathematics is pattern, and everyone or anyone can be a math magic, can be a math genius with a little effort. Well, now we are going to chapter 2 about street math. Street math is a fun math activity that takes place in the local environment. And the mathematical concepts are combination, permutation, geometry, basic statistics, and basic topology. Well, before we are going to example, I want to explain to you about geometry. Geometry is a branch of mathematics that deals with a question about the shape. For example, is the activity of cutting slab. In the picture, the children draw shape on the sidewalk house. They are count how many art form they make and try different ways of drawing shapes to get different results. Now we are going to chapter 3 about maybe girls are as smart as you think. It is important to note that grown-ups don't always know about mathematics, and that children can be and can help, and that children can teach grown-ups that they need, especially about mathematics, while encouraging the children to become teacher. And mathematical concepts are exponential growth, circular geometry, number theory, proportion, and ratio. Well, before we are going to example, I want to explain to you about ratio. Ratio is a comparison of two or more numbers that that show their size and relationship to each other. For example, when we ask the grown-ups how many times they should pat they had to match the variety. Many people who are alone are naturally this wrong. It is important of understanding ratio in every day. Now, we are going to chapter 4 about things to do when we have the flu. When born and we have the flu, we can fill our time by playing life number games in the back. And the mathematical concepts are discrete geometry, polynomial numbers, and grand theory. Well, before we are going to the example, I will explain to you about a polynomial number. A polynomial number is a number that remains the same if its digits are reversed. For example, the numbers 137 plus 731 equals 868 or words that and wow. Now we are going to chapter 5 about a mathematics show. Mathematics can seem like magic if it is present in a fun and understand way. The mathematical concepts are binary number system, topology of odd, even numbers, transformation geometry, and basic arithmetic. Before we are going to the example, I want to explain to you about even numbers and odd numbers. Even numbers are integer numbers that can be divided by 2. And odd number are integer numbers that cannot be divided by 2 numbers. For example, the viewers hide a coin in one of his hands. Then someone is asked to multiply the value of the coin in the hand trap by a certain number. For example, number 3, 5, 7, or number 4, 6, and 8. You can determine which hand holds a certain coin based on the final result by using the property of the material. The property of the material is if the number is even and odd. And then can add up all the results. Now we are going to chapter 6 about how to always be a winner. Mathematics can seem like magic if it is actually full of logical tricks and surprising facts. The mathematical concepts are game theory, brain theory, and reasoning. Before we are going to example, I want to explain to you about reasoning. Reasoning is a thinking process that involves thinking and analyzing, thinking and rational judgment to reach a conclusion or understanding. For example, is rise for 20. It's a counting game. The game takes turn calling out one or two numbers in sequence. Starting for number 1, whoever calls out 21st is the winner. The key is to force your opponent to call out a second number, such as 70. And then you can reach number 20 first. Now we are going to chapter 7 about how many sides does a banana have. Mathematics is everywhere, even in the world. The mathematical concepts are geometry, symmetry, rectangular arithmetic, irrational balance, and measurement products. Well, before we are going to the example, I want to explain to you about geometry. Geometry is a branch of mathematics that deal with questions about the shape. For example, slicing a banana can actually be a mathematical experiment. By cutting a banana in different direction and angles, you can produce different shapes, such as parabole, hyperbole, an ellipse, or a triangle. It shows that shapes appear when a banana is cut in a certain way. Now, we are going to chapter 8 about the art of probability. As we are aware, the concept of probability is often used in everyday. The mathematical concepts are probability theory, statistics, and logical paradoxes. Now, before we are going to example, I want to explain to you about probability theory. Probability theory is a branch of mathematics that deals with change and analyzing of random phenomena. For example, it's the Berry Insurance Company. One player as insurance company, and the other as customer. The customer buy car insurance for his breed. And the Minister of Finance, if the finance of brains on this day, the company pay compensation. If not, The gambling premium is profit. Now, I'm listening to you about cutting slack. Cutting slack is the one of a game that show about guilty concept. Look at the picture. In the picture, the children draw shape on the sidewalk tiles and they count how many how many parts are formed. For example, they are draw one lines and they are get two paces. Two lines, they are get four pace and the last three lines and get five and the calculation of cutting slack with different number of lines, we can get different number of pace. The calculation of the Akhir mathematics book is to invite readers to love mathematics, took a fun and practical approach. Various activities such as drawing on the street, number games, math tricks, and katapanana are used to explain the concept mathematics. The mathematical concept such as geometry, numbers, probability, and logic in a simple and interesting way. This book also emphasizes that mathematics is all around. It's all around us, and anyone can understand it without having to be an expert. Making mathematics feel closer, more fun, and less scary.